Hi everybody, welcome back to our kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make your own gluten-free, dairy-free taco seasoning. And the reason I'm doing this is because it's handy to have in the cupboard. You don't have to go out and buy these, which if it's gluten-free is expensive. Now the reason behind my idea is because I was using the gluten-free McCormick, which I love, but then I became dairy-free. I can't have milk anymore. And I looked on the back of the pack and it said contains milk. I can't use it anymore unless I take Dairyade, and I'm not in the mood to do that. So what I'm going to do is make my own, store it up in the cupboard. I make a big batch so I can make probably 4 pounds of beef out of the one batch. So what I'm going to start out with, and let me show you the ingredients, is you need to, if you're making your own seasonings, get the big bottles of seasonings. The big bottles are worth it because I was getting the little bottles and they ran out too quickly. I have made a bunch of different seasonings, and the next one I make is going to be a chili seasoning because, let's face it, it's going to be September and winter is coming and we love chili soup. Okay, first of all, I want to tell you about the flour. Now this is a thickening for your taco seasoning, and what I'm going to use is masa, corn flour, and the reason behind that is I kind of like the taste in a spicy Mexican dish. I'll put this in my chili too. But you can use, if you don't like the taste of the corn flour or cornmeal, you can use potato starch. You can use your regular gluten-free flour, and just make it the way you want. I mean, if you don't like the taste of the corn in your tacos or your chili, don't add it. So the reason, like I say, the reason is to thicken your recipe. And so I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the corn flour. And then we want 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, not salt, garlic powder. This is the way I like it. You could either add 2 tablespoons of the onion, or 1 tablespoon of the onion powder and then 1 tablespoon of the minced onion. And you might say, well, if I'm going to put onions in my chili meat, why would I want to have the minced onion? Trust me, onions rule. I don't care. If you don't like onions, don't add them. Like I say, you can use 2 tablespoons of this, or 1 of this and 1 of this. So then we're going to go on to more seasonings. In this bowl, forgive me if you see me reading because I'm old. Anyway, 2 tablespoons of cumin, 1 tablespoon of coriander. Now, a lot of people don't use coriander with their cumin. I love it. So if you don't have cumin, you don't want to use it, just add another tablespoon of the cumin, I'm sorry. No, you would add, you would add tablespoon of cumin, tablespoon of coriander, and in this case I put 2 tablespoons of cumin. Then we have a chipotle powder, which is, it's not really chipotle powder. I use the Grill Mates roasted chipotle with roasted garlic. It's not as strong as regular chipotle. I have 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 tablespoon of salt. Now, if you don't want the salt, don't add it, or just put it, add half of it. And then 1 tablespoon of oregano. And we're going to put that in. Next, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of chili powder and 1 tablespoon of Ancho powder. Now, I fell in love with the Ancho powder. It's got a deep, dark flavor. If you don't have it, just use 4 tablespoons of regular chili powder, and that's what I got out of the large container here. and half a teaspoon of cayenne. Now to me, I'm taking a chance with half a teaspoon because I can't stand heat. And other people will add a half a teaspoon of cayenne and pepper flakes. But I just can't add any pepper flakes because that scares me. And then 2 teaspoons of sugar will mellow out the hot, and I think that'll work to mellow out that heat that's in there. Now this is optional. This is 3 teaspoons of beef bouillon. Now if you add this, it's not going to be vegan anymore. But let me tell you about beef bouillon. I hunted high and low for gluten-free beef bouillon. Now the reason behind that is a lot of manufacturers, in fact most that I saw, add yeast extract. Now what that is, it's a form of barley, which we're not supposed to have. Now the reason they can get away with a lot of that, they're not labeling it gluten-free. They are adding it to recipes or seasonings, and there is a limit of how much gluten they can put in a seasoning or ingredients that they can label gluten-free, no gluten, and that's 2 points per million ppm of gluten, and that's how they get away with just a little bit. And from my experience, it doesn't bother me because it's just such a little bit. And if you are vegan or you don't have this, leave it out. But let me tell you, I found Knorr, K-N-O-R-R, gluten-free beef bouillon online. You might be able to find it at the grocery store. We live in a small town. So now I got these ingredients, and I'm going to put it in. This is my I acquired these at, I think it was Big Lots.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put it in here. And what this makes is, I believe, a cup. Whoa, gotta be careful. That's why I used a container with a spout. And put this on top. I'm going to shake it. Now, 4 tablespoons per pound of meat, which is 1/4 cup. That's probably going to give me 4 pounds of beef out of this container. And don't be scared if you don't have enough, or it equals out to where you don't have the 4 tablespoons. It won't hurt anything. Now I hope you have fun making this, and I'm going to put it on my shelf. I already labeled it. Taco seasoning, 4 tablespoons per pound. And what we would do is if we made 2 pounds, we would add 2 packets of this. And let me tell you, this is about probably $3, and because I buy in bulk, this hardly costs me anything. So I hope you enjoy the recipe. Like I say, I have chili seasoning coming up, and some other things up my sleeves. So come back and see us, share, ring the bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye.